Now, there's a persistent view in the automotive industry that, since it's pretty old, it's also resistant to change. And hyperautomation is all about change. So does Andreas think this belief is a myth? More specifically, how does the industry look from the inside out? And how can hyperautomation shape a new era of development?
First of all, that's my own belief. So I'm not talking about a company statement or something like that. So that's my own gut feeling. No, I don't believe the industry is resistant to change, but it has due to the history, it's hard to change a system which has run like that, more or less, over decades. And it's really decades. This is the same like now trying to reinvent the wheel. We're using the wheel for ages. I mean, literally, even if we have the challenge to reinvent the wheel, we couldn't, or at least it feels like it would be a tough one. And that's exactly where we are from my point of view in this industry, that for a really long time, it worked exactly like that. At some point, feel the change is necessary, but at the same time, a little bit depending or simply feeling in the future, it was not really necessary or possible. I'm not sure what it was, but once again, that's my own feeling. I don't think that I know everything about the industry.
No, of course. You'll complete it in a few years, just so you did SAP.
Maybe.
Is it fair to say, though, that there is without a doubt a change happening in automotive industry?
For sure. I mean, just look at the change basically in the customer behavior. There is now way more people financing or renting or sharing cars than before. I mean, think a few years back, who would have shared his car or her?
I know.
That's mine. I know most of the day it's just standing out there because I'm in the office, but it's mine. I'm not sharing. And now you're having...
You might move my seat.
Yeah. But no, that's really changing. And simply our approach to mobility or to mobility services is, from my point of view, changing. But once again, this is a very personal view. I mean, who would at some point in the past agreed by you purchasing a vehicle and someone like the manufacturer can turn on and off certain services in my car?
Outrageous.
Yes. And now it's like, oh yeah, for sure.
No problem.
Even paying for it, this has a huge impact on your business model or on the approach, what you're doing, obviously.
No, absolutely. Because obviously technology has made a big thing. Do you think consumers and their use of technology is changing their kind of not only buying behavior, but also what they expect as a customer experience? And is that making a big difference, the technology that consumers are using?
I'm not sure if the technology is really the leverage or the changing factor. I think it's simply the more customer and user-centric approach. First of all, they are valuing and the technology is enabling that, but I'm not sure if the technology is really the driver behind it. Again, personal assumption is more that my expectation, and by seeing bits of different services, online services, stuff like that, by being more international and seeing what's happening in other countries, in other industries. I mean, just look into the banking sector and all the fintechs in there. Why shouldn't this happen in my industry? Yeah, and once again, I think technology is really the enabler, but if it's the driver behind it, I'm not 100% sure.